morning, everyone. Welcome to Humanity Meets Business, Business Therapy. I'm your host, Christine Salvo. And with me today, I have the most amazing guest. Her name is Starr Nixdorf. Not only is she a personal friend, but she is an inspiration to many. She is a woman that wears many, many hats all day long. She is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever even known in my life. I mean, trying to steal a half hour with this woman is really hard. She runs a tight ship. She owns a salon. She has a business. She's a certified aquatic therapy and rehab certified trainer, along with many, many more things. I'm so excited to have you on the show. Starr, welcome.
Great. Good. So it's a good morning, eh?
It's always a good morning.
I love it.
So I know that I only captured a small portion of what you do and what you're up to. Maybe you can, if I said anything incorrectly, go ahead and correct me, or if you kind of want to list all the things that you do. But, I know that you're a salon owner. I know that you're an aquatic trainer. You work really hard at that. That's your passion. And you even have some new stuff that you've been up to.
Absolutely. So if we travel back in time, I bought a salon in 1983, and over its many metamorphoses, we have gone from being a little teeny tiny hair studio in around 400 square feet to now being called Paradise. And we're in a 7,266 square foot building. Our business, Spear Me, is in there, body piercing, which I started in 1991. And a lot of people know about Spear Me in Carson City. It's kind of noteworthy. We were the very first body piercing studio in all of Carson City to get started too. So when we talk about being a business owner, I've had many iterations of different things. Currently, I take care of all of the wellness at Paradise Salon Spa and Wellness. My husband takes care of the salon spa, and I am directing the aquatic classes, the personal training, all of the things that go in our therapy pools. And not only do I do personal training with people one-on-one, I'm teaching just about 26 classes a week.
Yeah, when I said busy, I was not kidding. So I remember, I believe I got my first piercing at Spear Me when I moved to Carson City back in 2000. Yeah, so that probably required a bit of a dream. I mean, how did we go from a 400 square foot piercing studio to a 7,200 square foot, all-inclusive, all-encompassing, one-stop shop for all of your basically your body needs, right? Because it's just not your beauty needs. It's more than that.
It's big.
So how did you guys do this?
Well, we had a dream, obviously. I love that. But I got to be honest with you. We followed the opportunities. And anybody who's in business right now, maybe being told, oh, follow your passion. Honestly, you got to follow the opportunities. And the opportunities that presented themselves to us, in a lot of ways, it's just asking questions and finding out more. We were in the salon that we left. So we were there for 14 years in this little salon on Winnie Lane. And we were seeing that whole neighborhood like going down the tubes and getting more and more dirty, dark, etc. So we were thinking, okay, we got to do something different. We started looking at buildings. It really was like 4,000 square foot, and playing with the idea of creating a beauty salon where my husband could do hair and be surrounded by really great hairdressers so that he would be having a good time at his job again. We looked into doing some renovations, looking at buildings that were in South Carson, down in the Riviero Center, that's kind of near the Greenhouse Garden Center. We looked at that building. We looked at a building in South Reno. We were looking at, I think, 3 or 4 properties, and they were all in this money-wise 4,000 square foot size of a building. Well, I have a big mouth, and I was at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and I'm chatting up somebody who's a dear friend of mine, and she says, "Oh, I have a friend who's a realtor, and he has this property that's on LoopNet. It's a bank repossession. Want to take a look?" And so my husband and I went and took a look at the building we are in right now. And I walked in there and looked around. It was enormous. A, B, coming from my other salon, I looked at 7 toilets that needed to be cleaned, 4 showers. And I had a little like, hell no, I don't want a building with 7 toilets and 4 showers. And this is just too big compared to what we were looking for or looking at in that market. So we walked away and we said, no. And then we went back to looking at some buildings in South Reno. If you are looking at purchasing real estate for commercial, there's a lot of things you have to be careful about, as in lead paint, asbestos. If the building was built in the 70s, you definitely are going to have a whole lot of toxic waste you got to take out of the building and things like that. So we started to compare and look at how awful these 4,000 square foot buildings were and how much work you'd have to do to bring them up to code, to make them habitable, to create what we wanted. So guess what we did? We went back to that big ass building, the 7,266 square foot building, the one that had a swimming pool inside, and which at the time, I'm a reformer Pilates instructor. I've worked for 8 years at Body by Pilates. I've taught at multiple gyms around town, yoga classes, etc. But I have no experience in a swimming pool. Zero, zip, zilch, none. So this is so kind of went, oh, well, maybe we could do this. And we started discussing, Perry and I, my husband, well, what if we did this and that and this and that? And we just followed the opportunities. I went in to look at it with new eyes, basically. And we said yes. And we started working on the financing and the banking and all that stuff. Here we are today, 2021, and in 2013, I signed the papers to buy that building in June 14th, 2013, and it was a 100% leap of faith. We joked about how paradise was like a paradise, and you're rolling the dice. We have adult children, so we said to them, if this fails, we're going to come live on your couch. Instead of you coming and living on our couch, we'll come live on your couch. And our passion, persistence, and planning. Holy crap, planning. When we're talking about business, you are, I got to say, we took advantage of a lot of people who we've had in our friends and said, what if we did this, and bounced it off of them? 3 or 4 of these really high caliber hairdressers played devil's advocate with us. What if you did this and you moved that over there? What if you played more of a facilitator role? So it's hard to exactly explain these conversations that were happening with other high caliber hairdressers that we had in our environment. But people were giving us great ideas, great information, and we went for it. Scared as hell, thinking this could fail, but I didn't want to have what if we had tried that? I didn't want to have a later life of, you know what I'm talking about, the what ifs.
Well, yeah, like if we're too afraid to go big and we go small, we'll always have that, well, maybe we should have gone big, right? And if you go big and you have to go small, at least you tried to go big.
100%.
So you're really kind of in a corner there sometimes when it comes to business. Like, oh, should I just shoot? Should I do the whole thing, or should I take smaller bites? And it sounds to me like you guys decided, you know what, let's just do the whole thing. We've raised our kids. We don't have to worry about feeding children. That definitely changes the dynamic of the finances.
Homework and all of that stuff.
Right. We could put both of this is our new baby, right? Like this business, this dream, this thing that's manifesting, that's turning into whatever it is now what we're birthing together at this time in our life.
So there is a lot of planning that goes into this. We're doing a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, a SWOT analysis on who else in town is doing what's out there, who's being served, who's not being served. There's a ton of just data collection, and then massaging that into a business plan, writing up a business plan so you can take that to the bank when you go to get your financing. Because you got to have, when you go to the bank, you got to have something that they can go, oh yeah, that's going to make money. Because if it's total pie in the sky, the bank is going to go, screw you, get out.
Right.
And
So you took the dream and you gave it some concrete. You gave it a foundation.
Yeah,
You had to
absolutely.
prove it.
Mm-hmm.
My guess, though, is that as you're proving it to the bank, you're also proving it to yourself. It feels more real.
Correct.
It seems more real. You're like, okay, wait a
Correct.
minute. This actually can make money. Wait a minute. This will make money.
And you start realizing how many people need to get in a swimming pool, to get in a therapy pool, to exercise. How many people have had knee replacements? How many people have had hip replacements? How many people have spinal fusions? How many people have had ankle fusions? All of those individuals need aquatics. They need to get in the pool. So we start there, and we just start, honestly, we had just enough ignorance to be bold. And just say, give it a go. Here we go. And now, okay, so that's 2013. We start all the remodeling process. That took a lot longer than we expected, a lot longer. And we had our grand opening on the 21st of January, 2014. So our first year in operation, we're really learning as we go. Our feet hit the ground. We've never operated an aquatic facility. Good golly. I always worked in gyms, so the gym mentality is,
Sure.
if it doesn't hurt, it isn't working. You gotta pain. You're gonna make some pain. And now I'm working in, okay, people are already in pain. How do I get that pain to stop so they can actually get stronger? It's like the flip side of where I had been in the weightlifting muscle mania environment. So instead of saying no pain, no gain, now it's if there's pain, there's no gain. That's the mentality for this clientele. And when we start our beauty salon, I have to brag because we still have the same group of associates that we started with. We've only had a very tiny amount of attrition, where we have small numbers of people that their own lives were cataclysmic. So those are individuals I may not have at this point, but the majority of the hairdressers that started with us back in 2014 are still at Paradise. Now I'm bragging because that doesn't happen in the beauty industry.
That's a big deal. I don't think that happens a lot of places.
Yeah. And they're all superior individuals. They all do fantastic work. So everybody has their forte, by the way, because, someone is really great at doing gorgeous colors, but they don't like to do a man's barber cut. That's just not their forte. That's okay. They know what their strengths are. They stay within their wheelhouse and they work in that power set in the beauty salon. So on the beauty salon side, we have fantastic people. In the spa side, we have the same esthetician that we started with. She's fantastic. I'm going to use that word fantastic a lot, aren't I? Awesome, fantastic. And there's so all of that is established really well. The part that's got more, it needs a lot more, is the wellness side. Getting people motivated, getting people into exercising when they're in pain is very, very challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to know more about, this aquatic therapy and kind of this branch, because I know that you're so passionate about it and you have so much to share. And I don't know that a lot of people know about it. You think of like water aerobics. That's really the only thing I know. I'm sure that there's more, but there's just not a ton of education or even really marketing for it. So I think there's a lot of people that are in the dark and like, who is a candidate for it and who should go to that and what are the specific benefits over going to the gym or Pilates or yoga?
Yeah.
Like,
So
why water?
why water? More of our lifetime is probably going to be spent in that you're not a high achieving athlete, right? So when
Yeah.
you were in high school and you were young, you're pushing yourself and you're fine with that. It's not a problem. Um, Now, as time passes, possibly you slip on the ice. You're playing softball and you constantly pitch because you're the best pitcher on the game, and they keep putting you in as the pitcher again and again and again, and you have an overuse injury to a shoulder. Once a person has started piling those on, then they compensate and they modify and they adapt. And you just have to, because now you're living in that body with that particular experience. We're just a gorgeous mosaic of compensation. Human beings are, human bodies.
That's a wonderful way to put
Compens-
it.
a mosaic of compensation. And so what we do so let me tell you that the new thing that we're making is an app. So the person doesn't have to come to Paradise and get in the pool at Paradise to get the benefits of these classes. They can go to the swimming pool that's in their community or their backyard
Okay.
and use the app to get these classes, such as I Chi, AICHI. I Chi is my number one pain relief class. It is a stress relief class. It is a moving meditation, and it does have its roots in Watsu massage, where an individual practitioner, a massage therapist, has you cradled in their arms and they're moving you in the water. It also has roots in Tai Chi and Qigong, but it's not an ancient Oriental practice. It's actually, I think about 25, 26 years old. And it was, the original creator is Jun Kono, Junkonno. So you can look that up on YouTube, Jun Kono. And the person who made this available in English, Jun Kono is Japanese, is Ruth Sova. She worked with Jun to take his works and take it from the Japanese into English. Basically, those two people wrote the book on I Chi. It's used clinically to help people who are recovering from stroke, and it's used so if you've had a true damage to your balance or something like that, the practitioner can work one-on-one with you. And then it's called I Chi Ni. The word ni in Japanese means two. So I Chi Ni is when a person works in physical contact with another person for rehabilitative movements, etc. We recorded in our app, AbilityFix, we recorded I Chi in 3 different levels. So I have a level 1 and 2. Those are people that are improving their balance and coordination. And you can't improve strength until you've improved balance and coordination. You cannot improve the you can't get into things that are explosive or speedy, et cetera, until a person has good balance and good coordination. Then you work on strength. So in ability level 3, now we're working on strength, and we're working with people who have, they might have a little difficulty getting through the day, but they can basically tough it through, not a problem. When you get to ability level 4 and 5, these are individuals who are athletes or have 0 restrictions at all. They can get through the day, no problem. Maybe they're a little out of condition, but if you were to tell them to go sprint across the soccer field, they could do it. They could do it. Ability level 5 tends to be our high performance athletes. And so I put 4 and 5 together because they don't have any restrictions on spinal rotation, hip adduction, abduction. In other words, they don't have injuries that make it impossible for them to cross their legs or bend over backwards or back or sideways or twist. And so that's what we did. We made an I Chi class for these 3 different kinds of ability levels. Now, I have 5 ability levels in the app. 1 is separate from 2, 3, 4, and 5. But when we did the IG, 1 and 2 are so close to one another that it wasn't worth making 2 videos. 3 and 4 are so close to one another that it wasn't worth it making a separate paradigm for them. But if you want to take IG with me in the pool at Paradise, then I'm modifying, I'm looking at the pool, talking to people. I know that so-and-so had a hip replacement. This person over here has had 4 spinal fusion revisions. Person over here is dizzy easy. And I am honestly teaching the class to every one of those people at the same time when I'm in Paradise, when I'm working with someone and I'm the teacher on the deck and they're the person in the pool practicing I Chi. Now, I also came up with some other protocols for rehabilitating knees. So I have 2 classes called Knehab, and in the AbilityFix app, there are a series of exercises that are from my Knehab protocols. Now, when you take Knehab in Paradise, I've got my eyeballs on you. In the app, I'm talking through all the things that I see every day in class. And I know this is going to sound like I'm lumping everybody together, but there are basic things that everybody screws up. So, ready for the first one? Poor posture. They just don't use good posture. So that's the first thing. Like, you'll hear me talk about it in the app constantly. If you're in my class, you're going to have that coaching as well. So I bring those same paradigms that I see on a daily basis in my classes to the app.
I love it. So what's the name of your app, Starr?
AbilityFix. AbilityFix.com. My salon, Paradise Salon Spa Wellness.com. If I could go back and talk to myself into getting a shorter name, I probably would, because it's a lot to type out. Paradise Salon Spa Wellness.com. AbilityFix, 2 words. The app AbilityFix, there are 252 or 254 instruction videos that are uploaded onto YouTube. youtube.com/AbilityFix. And on there, you can see all the instruction videos. So that gives a person time to kind of discover where they're at, what they think is going to work for them by using YouTube. All of those videos, by the way, those 254 videos are also in the app as well.
That is amazing. So I'm just, it's like, I do this, and I have 254 videos on an app, and if you want to, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's really one of the reasons I wanted you on the show, because I really truly find you to be an inspirational person, a woman that it doesn't matter how much you've achieved, your heart is to give, your heart is to make the world a better place. And you're constantly looking for the next way to help people, especially once you've discovered a need, a desire, something that's missing. And your passion shows in everything you do. It's really quite beautiful.
Thank you.
So for our listeners, we have AbilityFix.com if they want to check that out, Paradise Salon Spa Wellness.com, YouTube.com/AbilityFix for some of those other videos. Any social media if people wanted to connect with you?
Yeah, I do have a Facebook page for AbilityFix and Paradise and Spear Me. You know how you get we have Pinterest for AbilityFix. We have Instagram. So we're talking about how many things I do. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, I have a class in the pool. So by 5:30, I'm leaving home. I'm going to be teaching class in the morning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of try not to get too far afield. I don't have like a Twitter for AbilityFix.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if
Facebook,
people are interested,
Instagram, Pinterest.
We never know really who's listening and who's like, I've had those injuries. I thought I was dead in the water when it came to exercise. And now, I just learned some new things. So just making sure that people can get the information that they need, kind of reach out if they needed to you. I appreciate you being on the show so much. Thank you for sharing all of this intense and wonderful knowledge and your journey. from being a small business owner to a big business owner, and now
Yeah.
really
Well,
taking that knowledge and experience to help people,
well,
not just
technically,
locally, but globally.
yeah, technically, I'm still a small business because technically, it's a small business. There's a husband and a wife. Well, we formed a corporation, but we're in there slugging away every day. It's us, period. We're making it happen. Our staff is great. Our associates are fantastic. Can I find a new word? I need a new adjective. Fantastic.
Well, that's it. That's it for our time today. I loved you being on the show. So thank you so much. I wish you all the luck with your app and everything you have going on. And hopefully that was informative and educational and inspirational for our guests today. This has been Humanity Meets Business with Christine Salvo, marriage and family therapist, certified advanced mediator, and advanced certified hypnotherapist. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
Bravo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.